Hello, everyone. I'm Ariel Grace. I am the founder of Creatively Free Studios, and today I'm going to be presenting my pitch for investment in one of the impact entertainment worlds, the Luminverse, and we'll just dive right in. So the problem space that we're looking at is the ocean and ocean cleanup, and particularly plastic that's dumped into the ocean that is really not easy for it to be decomposing and causing tremendous trouble in extensive ways within our ocean and land bodies throughout the world. And as probably many people know, this is not something that we're combating at the pace that it needs to help truly make a significant impact. There is some really interesting data coming out lately around the amount of investment that it would take. The Ocean Cleanup Project has data that says it's around $5 billion that it would take just to clean up the Great Pacific trash, which is actually not that much. That's about how much money we spend on Halloween in the US. That's one of the reference points that they use in their data. So it's very feasible to get on top of this and get ahead of it, but we need to start working together in creative ways. And so the opportunity space that I am interested in as an entertainment studio founder is specifically in family entertainment. And Gen Z in particular is very passionate about this as well. I'm sure various other ages are, but obviously the younger folks that are going to have to live with the mess that we have created as humans are even more interested in solutions. So just wanted to note that the Creatively Free Studio is a conscious capitalism business model. That means that we are for profit. We do contribute percentages of our revenue to the projects that we are creating entertainment around, and that entertainment is also cause-based and activates people to do things in ways that are really unique and playful around the causes. So what is the Luminverse? What are you talking about, Ariel? Well, the lumens are a creature that I invented with my daughters about 10 years ago. And we created them we created a space in our basement called the Luminverse. And we went in there and we storyboarded out the first graphic novel, which I recently finally released in a watercolor format. It's got a beautiful hero's journey. And this little creature on the bottom right is Cora. She's the protagonist. And they're a playful, diverse group of underwater creatures that glow and deliver beach glass to humans. And so, as I mentioned, there's this whole ecosystem and world that's very interconnected. The lumens are in the ocean area. There's an underworld, there's the human world, and there's the outer space world. And there's a lot of metaphor around keeping the balance of our worlds together in this storyline that I told in the graphic novel that came out. And the world's really unique because these are very lovable characters, and it's not violent. It's suitable for all ages. I really want it to be that kind of feedback I've received is it's kind of like Disney-like. It's light, it's playful. There is, issues with problems and everything, but it's not very violent. And so that's important to me, and that was intentional and will continue to be how we create in my studio our stories, because we want to bring people wholesome and motivating ways of making a difference and peaceful ways of making a difference in the world. And so the vision for the Luminverse is a lot bigger than the graphic novels. We do have 3 planned. We also, as a next step, the thing that's most alive that we want to do is an AR experience. And I'll do details into each of these a little bit more in a moment. But we have vision for TV series, PlayStation games, and all sorts of other fun ways of bringing the lumens to life. So, as I mentioned, we've already got this first book out there. It's available on Amazon. It's also a flip book and audio book, and we're already receiving feedback and bringing it to kids and parents and all of the wonderful next steps around children's books. And as I mentioned, the next step for us beyond those children's books and why this one has become the most important is because it's very activist oriented and action oriented. So we want to create a Pokemon Go like AR game, which would involve geolocation data and mapping, so we can partner with some existing ocean cleanup and technology organizations that are already doing pieces of this. For example, I'm also an inland ocean ambassador, and I've met teams that are doing tracking for ocean cleanup so we can have that data and bring that to legislative action. So combining that kind of technology with ARs and the lumens and making a playful interactive game that incentivizes you to clean up. This could be around not just the oceans, but any water body. I think would create a way of using our existing reward-based systems and tools that people understand, like gamification techniques, but making it more exciting and fun to do. We also want to do, NFT type of launch where we get celebrities and get momentum and create unique art on the blockchain that is resellable, minus the scamming part. And as mentioned, we would love to create a 26 episode season 1. We would like to find a producer for that and really do the fundraising for that as a next step after the AR game is going. We would love to have PlayStation games and all sorts of other educational interactive games that really motivate people around this. Here's a really brief timeline so you can see a history of how long I have been working on this. It has not been my full-time thing. I'm also a tech creative director, an author, a photographer, and a mom. But it has become, and we finally reached that point in the evolution of Creatively Free Studios where we are actually gaining this momentum. I've done the education around being a startup founder, and actually was a startup founder this last year for a software group. And so I'm using the tools that I now have to be able to really go forward. I am open to lots of different types of partnerships, and I'll go over that in a minute. So as I mentioned, the fans are growing, people are reading, people are giving reviews. And we're looking for partners such as people that can help us get a publishing deal to get that graphic novel at a larger level, like at Scholastic, or a producer in entertainment that has that experience or has worked with these types of pretty future thinking spaces. AR is still new in the world. We're also looking for gaming developers and designers to be either co-founders or contractors. And then we're looking to raise at minimum $300,000 for the first application development. And we'd love to do that in partnership in a creative way with different ocean or nature conservation organizations where they could use this as part of their promotions. So really open-minded to how this is going to happen and who we need to connect with. And as I mentioned, a little bit about me, here's a little bit more. I have 20 years of experience in storytelling, visioning, and strategy, and I worked at Fortune 500 companies, leading large design and creative teams. And I am a serial entrepreneur. I have been doing it for a long time. I'm creative through and through, also a creativity coach. I also have a podcast called Creatively Free where I interview creative disruptors. Thank you so much, and I hope to speak with you about the Luminverse.